Delicious omelets. Come get your omelets. Nicola, Master of Research and Omelets. Hello and welcome back. This is Nom Nom, and we are once again in Oxygen Not Included. This is the Aridio Mk III base on the Aridio asteroid with oppressive heat. It is warm out there. We have found some vents already on this map. We have a chlorine vent. We clearly have some sort of water vent over here, probably a cool steam vent. We have over here a saltwater geyser spitting out tons of salt water at 95 degrees. I've blocked that off, so it's overpressure right now. I can't quite handle that sort of influx of heat. Over here we have another vent that we don't know what it is yet, but skills galore. Gossman, super duper hard digging. We can open that vent. We're gonna go check it out. And Nails, since we are dependent on you for the food, we're going with the critter ranching level 2. Looks like Nicola is a little bit behind the others on skills for some reason. We'll get there, but just keep doing what you're doing, Nicola. Speaking of what Nicola's doing, we've got some research that we need to do. Right now, I don't really need to keep the base super cool because I'm ranching, not farming. So I'm not at a rush for the thermal aqua tuner. I do think that I should probably get into hazard protection pretty soon, but before I do that, I'm going to need to be able to produce a lot of oxygen. So I might try and do an electrolyzer build, but if I want to use that salt water for my electrolyzer build, I'm going to need to desalinate it. So we might go for desalination. I think I'm going to just knock some of these power requirements out first, though. We'll get the smart batteries, the advanced power regulation, maybe even low resistance conductors, and we'll go from there. It's interesting that I don't even need to go to agriculture right now. The only reason I might is to get the park sign or eventually the fertilizer synthesizer. But actually, now that I think about it, if I'm not farming, do I really need the fertilizer synthesizer? So, yeah, not sure. I also need the incubator in order to ramp up my food production since I am doing farming. So I think I'm going to go with that first. We'll go, I guess that means I need agriculture. We'll do animal control, and then after that we'll go into some of this power management stuff, and let's find out if this vent is going to be super beneficial for us. We've got some other build tasks queued up right now. We've got the insulated tile wall to help protect us from heat, and what? Oh, we've got some airflow tiles that I had queued up. And then we've got some dig tasks down here that I had set up to build a slickster ranch. I believe we have 3 larva eggs, and I don't want them to mature on me. Sorry, larva egg, there we go. They're at 45% incubation, so probably like 5 more cycles before they hatch. I want to go ahead and try and finish this area up down here. Now this area is full of carbon dioxide, so not only is it going to be difficult for them to dig this out, because they'll be holding their breath the whole time, but when they're down here ranching, they're going to have a hard time because they'll be holding their breath. So right here is going to be a spot for me to build atmosuits, docks, which I don't have yet. So we'll definitely be working on that as research as well. I did hear the printing pod go off. And I'm still not producing a lot of food even though we're ranching, so maybe for a couple more printing pod dings I'm going to skip food, or skip taking a new dupe because of food. Alright, yeah, I like Turner, but I'm afraid I'm going to have some starved dupes if I take Turner right now, so we'll just take that dirt. I also want to sweep up this pip ranch. Clearly not the egg, but I want to be able to see what's going on here because I do want to try and get some more trees planted over here, like this mealwood I need to sweep up and this mirth leaf. I need to get those seeds out of there so that these pips don't keep replanting it. And I want to try and move this arbor tree over to here, so we'll work on that. All right, we have a gold volcano, which is great for gold, obviously, also for power. But I still need plastics, so it looks like I'm going to have to get into Dreco farming soon. And for Drecos, I'm going to need some mealwood to grow, which means I'm going to need to cool down. Cool down an area of the base. I really can't do the smooth Dreco. Is it smooth Dreco? Glossy. Can't do the glossy Dreco until I get some temperatures under control. And it's going to be hard to get temperatures under control until I get plastic. So it's sort of a catch-22. Yeah, and I'm still having some real power problems. I have 7 tons of coal, and I can put up a coal generator, so I think I'm going to do that. I want the carbon dioxide to sink down here for my slicksters. Maybe I'll just like throw it up against this wall here. You know what? I might as well just throw it all the way down here. It's a long run for the power, but I think it'll be worth it just to have it down there. Of course, down there means they're also going to have to refuel it, you know, put coal in it. It's a long run. So I should get the fire poles to help them get up and down here pretty quickly. And this algae terrarium that I placed here, I actually want to move it over one so that I can put a fire pole to get down there on the right so that I can put my Atmosuit dock set up over here on the left. Also going to free this tree. It's boxed in there so it can't grow to its full capacity. I was reading on a blog the other day that a farm station will affect wild plants. So if I were to put in a tree farm, for example, if I were to turn this area into a row of trees as dense as I could possibly get it, and put a farm station in there, I could actually double the speed growth of natural trees, which would be interesting. Basically half of what a domestic tree would be without having to put any inputs in to the tree whatsoever, except for the time that the dupe is going to spend on the farm station. So that is a real possibility, something that I would like to explore here. All right, we're going to go ahead and build a few things up, and then I'll be back. This little pip here is at 99% reproduction and is 98 years old. So we're about to see an elderly pip pop out a pip egg. Come on, you can do it before you die. Boom, pip egg. All right. Thank you, elderly pip. I queued up an attack task on my elderly pip, and instead he came and groomed him. You groomed him. We need his meats. The printing pod just went off. I have 1,500 calories left. Let's take a look at what we got here. I'll take the brine, which can be useful for a water lock. They really need to kill this pip. Their combat nails, nails and Gossman are on their way. All right, now I just need to make sure to queue up barbecue forever. Now that I can, because you can't queue up a meal until you have the resources to build it. But also on the consumables, I want to turn off eating meat. I definitely want them to get that calorie buff from eating the barbecue. My larva eggs here are at 62%, and they just finished this coal generator. Let's get them to actually put some coal in it. But then we really need to, I think, put a priority 6 on finishing this up here so that I can actually get my larva eggs down here. Let's go ahead and throw a storage bin down there, and I'm going to need a station. Oh, I did already put the grooming station down there. So one of the things that I wanted to do was actually build up a wall that the dupes would have to climb over. We'll do that like this. Actually, oh, I already have the container. They just need to build it. I want to put a wall here. Go ahead and dig that too. So that, if I can get this out, this larva, the slickster larva will be stuck on this side of the wall. They can't go up a 3-high incline. And the dupes can get over there. That keeps them over this mesh tile. Basically, I don't want them to spit out anything that flows out into the rest of the base. I guess the other option would be for me to put this door up higher. Well, this works fine for me for now. This was my first plan. I'm going to go with my first plan for now. Clearly, I've been avoiding trying to build a micro musher. I know that this is an easy way for me to generate food for my colony. I'm enjoying the challenge of trying to get away without using the micro musher. Let's see, they can eat omelets, and I do have a bunch of omelets that I got from the printing pod a while back. That's actually weird. I don't know where I got those omelets from, because a little while ago I only had 1,500 calories. I didn't get anything from the printing pod since. That's odd. Oh, they're just now cooking the omelets. I had eggs. That's what happened. I had cooking ingredients, but no food. I just bumped up the priority on the electric grill, so he's just now turning my eggs, which don't show up as food, into omelets. All right, I think that might get us past the hump between that and the meat from the old barbecue that I can make from the pip meat. Okay, Nicola finally finished his research, so we actually have the new incubator, which requires refined metal. I can't make refined metal yet, so we're going to jump into making refined metal. I'm going to go right to the fire pole to help with vertical movement throughout the base. I'm having a hard time getting some of these build tasks complete, just like I said, with 3 dupes. There's not enough tasks to go around, and I'm still doing just a ton of research, which basically ties up Nicola 100% of the time. We are getting close to having this area down here complete. Let's see how big this room is. It's 83. It's definitely going to be over the 96. Yeah, we're at 110. So we're probably going to have to... We'll close it off over here maybe. And yeah, we'll go ahead and dig this. We'll put some air tile here, just so that any oxygen that gets trapped in this area can escape. And then we may have to close it off over on this end as well. Yeah, yeah, this part of the room won't count because it's going to be behind mesh tile. The other option is, actually I'm curious, this is 114, so I need to come down by 18 tiles. 5, 15, 20 something, probably close to 30 tiles over here. I could put a door here and then just dig it a little deeper and just call that my ranch. I think we're going to do that. These I'm going to have to replace with airflow tiles actually, because I'm going to want to make sure that I can always get carbon dioxide to flow into this area. And then at our leisure, we can dig this out a little bit. And I don't need to do that, but I can still open that up. That's fine. I did put another algae terrarium down here so that they can hopefully work a little better without being constantly interrupted due to oxygen deprivation issues. Also, it has, I don't know if it's because I'm digging some of this out or just because I'm consuming more of the carbon dioxide, but my chlorine is sinking a little bit lower, which is good. Looks like I've got some polluted oxygen up here. I'm going to have these things all over the base. I'm going to drop another one of these oxygen purification devices. The deodorizer. I did put a deodorizer in the farm here. This farm was completely full of polluted oxygen. I don't know from whence it came, but it just settled into this area. Printing pod went off. And I will go ahead and take the shiny nymph eggs. Still not ready to bring in that dupe. Okay, Nicola is starving, so I am going to have to dig up this hexalant root. I'm going to uproot that with a high priority. Doesn't look like I have any other hexalants to dig up. There's one up here. So I could... I guess I will... go dig that one up too. Okay, yeah, so I've got no kcals apparently. I do have some pip eggs, but I'm loath to cook them up into omelets. I really want pip meat, so do I make a microbe musher just in case? Oof. Alright, I'm gonna make it. We'll put it right here and hope I don't have to use it, but if I have to use it, I'm gonna need to use it in a hurry, so I'm gonna go ahead and want it. I've really been trying hard to not use the microbe musher. I have a lot of water on this base, so it's not the end of the world, but I mean, obviously the food that comes out of the microbe musher is not exceptionally good food for my dupes. Just exploring a little bit on the map what I've uncovered here. I don't see any new vents yet. Let's take a look at the temperature overlay. This is interesting. This is colder down here, 20 degrees. And this is clearly a vent, an entombed vent of some kind. There's that cool steam vent. We finally did uncover that. And that looks like it. So, question of the hour then, what's this thing down here? And what's the best way to get to it? Well, it looks like they're done with my ranch. So I'm going to go ahead and say screw it. Let's go check out this vent down here. And we'll go to there and then maybe go down again to there and then over. I do see that there's a pinch throw there, or a pinch, what are they called, poker shell? Potentially another food source we could ranch those guys up to. Although they do attack dupes at times. I don't know if it's all the time or just when they're unhappy. But they definitely attack dupes. This thing has all my larva eggs in it. I'm going to go ahead and drop those to the ground. They are 82% incubated. Alright, my dupes have not gotten around to this heat shielding at all because I've been so focused on this ranch down here, which turned out to be 86 tiles. So that's not bad. I can easily extend that to the 96 maximum for a stable. We had a ding on the printing pod. Let's pray for food. Shovel eggs. You know what? That's actually food. I don't want the shovels, but I will take shovel omelet. I will gladly take shovel omelet. Make sure this thing's priority is up as high as the grill. And make sure omelets are on forever. Yep. Looks like we finished our research, so we can go ahead and make these fire poles. I'm going to wait until Nicola cooks because I think Nicola is my chef. Yeah, Nicola is the only one with the grilling, and I want him to make sure to cook that food first. Nails. What are we going to do for nails skill? I think we're going to go with improved carry for now. That is an all-around skill. Everybody, I want them to get improved carry too. Where'd you go, Nicola? There he comes. Delicious omelets. Come get your omelets. Nicola, master of research and omelets. Woohoo! Yes, shovel egg. More omelets. I must say, omelets are amazing. 1 egg, 1,000 kcals, turns into 2 omelets, 2,800 K. Oh, I'm sorry, an omelet of 2,800 kcals. Oh, those beautiful, beautiful eggs. Oh, I guess it turns into 1,400. That's both omelet. I didn't realize he was done with that other omelet. So 1 egg turns it. Oh no, it turned, yeah, 2,800 K. They must have eaten the other one already. Holy cow. And I don't have I have meat in there, but not enough meat for barbecue. Interesting that the meat's not showing up in my food since I don't have it as allowed food. Still doesn't show up. That's weird that the meat's not showing up. Alright, Glossman is slowly making his way over to the right here to find out what's going on with this vent. But as he's doing so, he's uncovering this other stuff down here. Clearly another vent here, and it looks like another vent here. I'm going to have to rush Atmo suits, I think. They just can't work down here for very long. So I'm actually going to just cancel that build there. We can come back to this later. They've got a lot of other things to do in the base that need some attention, so we're going to pause on that digging job. I'm going to go ahead and throw a rock crusher down here. We're going to put it... Where can I put it? We'll put it right here for now. Yes, we'll put it there for now. Just because it's mostly within reach of oxygen. We need to crush up some aluminum so we can make some fire poles. Got to finish deconstructing this. So they've been sitting on that forever. We want to build a fire pole here. We also want to build incubators for our eggs so that we can, for once, get this food concern resolved. These pips are getting pretty old, long in the tooth as it were. 13 turns till he dies. A lot of turns before he dies. But I'm getting quite a few pip eggs in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 5 pip eggs. I'm also starting to get some hatching eggs. Sage hatch eggs. Yeah, so I definitely need to start breeding these, or harvesting these guys for their food. He's cramped. Yeah, I need to get these eggs out of the room. Yeah, I think I'm going to do it this way. We'll go ahead and build... I'll go ahead and deconstruct this one. I don't need this anymore. We'll build this thing. We'll put the hatch eggs in here, and then one at a time we'll bring them out in here with an incubator. That way there won't be so many just sitting in there, and when we get a nice reserve of hatch eggs, we'll go ahead and crack a few. We can do the same thing with pip eggs. I'm curious, so I just want to find out here. If I do that with the pip eggs, do they still count as being in the room? That's the question. They actually have enough tasks done that they are now sweeping as I asked them to sweep about 13 turns ago. I went ahead and cooked up a sage and a hatchling egg, a sage hatch and a hatchling egg into omelets just because I ran out of food again. It produces almost enough food for 2 full cycles when I cook up 2 eggs. So that's pretty huge. Definitely need to get more critters. My attempt at putting pip eggs in this container failed because I forgot pips will empty a storage container if it's within reach of them. And who's this guy here? I have a wild pip. I have a couple of wild pips. I didn't realize I had so many wild pips roaming around the base. I almost feel like I need to set up another pip ranch. There goes the printing pod again. Go ahead and whew. I think Ruby will be dupe number 4. I definitely need more dupes roaming around, and we're gonna go. What do we need you for right now? We don't really need any particular skill. We're just gonna go with improved carrying for now, and Ruby will help us finish up some of our tasks. She will also help us eat some of our food, but that is fine. Larva eggs are at 99% incubation. There they go. All right. My first crude oil. And it's at a reasonable temperature. They are wild and happy tiny babies. All right. Now, what I need is more carbon dioxide. How often do I say that? I actually think what I'm going to do for carbon dioxide here is I'm going to throw down a wood burner. Why the heck not? And I'm going to set up a sweep order for this stuff down here. And then we're going to close that door as soon as we can. We also need to set up this aluminum fire pole. That'll do. I don't think it's just because I have one more dupe, but they seem to be getting a lot more stuff done. It helps that I'm not currently doing any research. I'm going to go ahead and let them work on this fire pole for a minute, but then I'm going to set up research because we definitely need to keep going on the research front. All right, rock crusher is done. I'm going to take some aluminum ore to aluminum. A lot of times. We'll do 20 of those. Give it a priority of 6 so that they actually get it done. All right, that fire pole is going to be a game changer right there. I wish there was a way to easily identify your oldest hatch or your oldest tamed creature so that you knew which one to put on the chopping block without having to click on all of them. Alright, they're really going to town on this fire pole. This is great. It is priority 7. I mean, they should focus on it, but I'm just thrilled that they are focusing on it. Alright, end of cycle 44. Let's get them to finish up some of these build tasks and get that wood burner full of lumber. It's amazing how much difference it makes when you have them focusing on something and they can get to it quickly. This fire pole is really making a big difference. Now if I could just get them to sweep that. This maximum, this was not even full yet. Yeah, these are priority 6. They should finish sweeping this, but priority 7 stuff wins for sure. Alright, yep, sweep that up. We've got 1,200 or 1.2 kilograms of carbon dioxide down here still, which is fantastic. Not sure how many critters this can support at 86. I think it's going to be 4 or 5 before they get unhappy. But we should have some aluminum. We do. We have 200 kilograms of aluminum. And this guy takes, I think, 200 kilograms of refined metal. Now, trying to figure out what to harvest eggs from. All right, the hatch lives to be 100, and he's getting 17% per cycle. The pip lives to be 100, and he's getting, he's glum. Is this one glum? This one's happy. He's getting 17% per cycle. So they produce eggs at the same rate and the same duration over their lifetime. The egg itself, I think they both produce 1,000 kcals, pips and hatches. So from that perspective, I don't really care which one. I think I'm going to go breeding hatches because they make coal, and I definitely want to get hatches to generate coal for me. So we're going to build our first incubator down here. I think I can get rid of this deodorizer. And this thing, we want to make sure that we've got it set up for feeding hatches. We do. They aren't putting any food in there yet just because of priorities. I've got so many other things they're working on right now. Alright, I can go ahead and throw this incubator down. Funny, I put all those eggs in there, but the pips then knocked all the eggs out. Those wild pips that I've got roaming around somewhere. This guy. I guess I can wrangle you. And I don't need this critter feeder in here because I'm just doing pips in here and they're eating the wood. I don't know how much wood they eat per meal, but I've got quite a bit, 1,500 at least in here. So they're definitely not eating it as fast as it grows. I'm still looking to get an extra arbor egg. Arbor egg? Yeah, the arbor trees lay eggs now. Arbor acorn. Still trying to get another arbor acorn. So I have a bunch of these trees set to auto harvest. Just still not lucky. Top of cycle 46. Gonna bump up the priority on this to 6, the grooming station. He's gonna have trouble getting down here, so I'm gonna go ahead and go into research and go straight for hazard protection. So Nicola's gonna be busy for quite some time. And in addition, I probably want to set up some additional oxygen production. Probably going to use this hot water over here, which is going to be bad for my dupes. I also want to do this before it gets so hot in here that it's already pretty much too hot in here. Might get some scalded dupes over here. We'll go ahead and queue this up just in case. Okay, how are we doing here? The hatches, reproduction 36%. So I'm probably, what, 5 cycles away from them laying more eggs. I need to cook up some more eggs is kind of where I'm going with this. Cooking ingredients, I don't know, raw egg right now. I have critter eggs, 2 hatchling eggs. I think I am going to, and a sage hatchling egg, and a stone hatchling egg. The stone one's going to hatch first. I'm going to let that one alone. I'm going to cook up a sage egg and a hatchling egg. Oof. Alright, these pip eggs are only 17% incubated. Alright, this guy is hatchling. And it looks like I have enough to do another one of these. I want to deconstruct this. How are we going to run power here? It's going to be wire spaghetti, but that's fine. We'll just do that for now. Definitely need that done. But definitely need food. Gossman. down to 200 calories. Gossman, go eat. Gossman, go eat. Gossman, go get some food. Oh my god. Is there no food for Gossman? Okay, I just want to point this out real quick. Gossman, who's about to eat, has 77 kcals left. Whew. Actually, I think that's up from what he had. I thought I saw him have like 50, but I guess he's already starting to eat this mush bar. And that right there, my friends, is the screenshot for this episode. Woo! I had to make mush bars. I'm not proud of it, but I told him to make 5 mush bars. I like how Gossman then ran immediately to the bathroom after that. I don't blame you, buddy. I don't blame you. Alright, printing pod went off in the middle of the night, giving me nothing great. Pinch of pepper seeds. I did just realize that I brought in a 4th dupe a while back and didn't bother making a bedroom for them. Skills are so low right now that that's not really gonna hurt from a morale standpoint, but I mean, why do that to the poor little guy? We'll just go ahead and close this off, make another bedroom. I am still kind of waiting for them to sweep this stuff up. Minus that pip egg, and actually minus this lumber also. And they're also, they need to sweep this stuff up too. So much to do, dupes. And put some lumber in that guy right there too. Actually, does this thing have any automation? I don't know if it has any automation because I can't check it right now. We're going to hold off. We're going to hold off on turning that thing on. I need to do some research. Alright. Gossman, yes. You can focus on mush bars since you're the one who almost died. I'm so sorry, my dupes. I am so sorry. Okay, we've got our first egg in an incubator. Incubation rate, 25% per cycle. That's outstanding. So what is that? Base incubation 5, lullaby 20%. So 4 cycles per egg. So we'll be getting a new hatch every 4 cycles. Well, that's certainly not going to be enough to feed my dupes. Hopefully the egg production plus the hatch production will be enough. Did I ever check on the size of this particular? 94, that's great, and 92. That'll do. That'll do. These guys are probably cramped right now. They are cramped. I need to move their eggs. Okay, don't go that way. I think I told them to build this, which was probably a bad idea considering the water is up over that line. And I just spilled really hot water all throughout my base. We'll go ahead and mop up this mess. Sorry about that, guys. That's all you needed was more tasks. Whoops. I'll have to find another way in there to finish building that wall. Good thing their skills aren't very high, because otherwise their stress would not be doing very well. Alright, I have enough for another incubator, and I want it right there. And Nicola is starving. We'll go ahead and do some more mush bars. I was really hoping to get away without those mush bars, but that was rough. Well, I'll have plenty of water. I've got that going for me. Alright, that brings us to the end of cycle 48. Man, we almost made it without those mush bars. Something like 45, 46 cycles without using those mush bars. We do have some skills, it looks like, available. Nicola. Faster cooking. Faster researching. I'm going to go with faster researching. We've still got a lot to do on the research tree. We have our second incubator up, not quite running yet. We have to finish a little bit of wiring, but then we'll have more eggs and incubation. I did crack up a couple of pip eggs for use in omelets. We had 5. Now we have 2. I think that's because one is in the incubator. Ah, there's the other one. I think should be about to hatch. That's one of the older ones. 98%. That one's going to hatch of its own. That's good. So the one in the incubator doesn't count in my critter egg in the inventory. That's interesting. Yeah, I cooked up those eggs already. There's 2. There's 1,000 more grams of eggs, which is going to be 2,800 kcals. There we go. All right. As far as decor goes, it's miserable. Gonna keep working on that, but so many other things to do. I haven't been able to sweep up a lot of this junk. Hey, there we go. Nails is finally getting to spend some quality time with the slicksters down here. However, probably also running out of oxygen in a hurry. Yeah, that's good. Go up there and breathe that polluted oxygen. And then love some more slicksters. Alright, this is really good news. Alright, yeah, that's great. Got a lot of polluted oxygen and chlorine over here. I'm going to go ahead and do this thing. Just throw that there. And then we're going to try this with an inverted farm tile. We'll plant a dash of salt vine there and see if it ever has an opportunity to eat some chlorine. Oh, that was quick. Oh, I think all my build tasks are still set at 7. That's why. I'm gonna mop this up too. Oh, that water got all over the place. Alright. Still we have starvation. I'm cracking up all these eggs and it just doesn't matter. Alright, these guys should actually be pumping out some new eggs soon. Yeah, soon. 3-4 cycles. And these guys are still... Oh, they are. They're adult slicksters. That's great. Yeah, they're wild adult slicksters, but they're adult slicksters. We're going to throw a dash of salt vine up here. And give this some priority for them to do that. Come on, guys, build this thing. I need to get rid of this polluted oxygen. I heard the printing pod go off. Still looking for food. In a sense, that's food. I will go ahead and wrangle that hatchling. Alright, these guys are happy. Okay. And there are how many critters in here? 5. So I think 6 is the maximum that I want in there, and I want to auto wrangle any of my surplus. And for now, I guess I will just put any surplus hatches I have right below there. I think I'll just put them down here. Let's do this first. Alright, no. Stop that. You have other things to do, my dupes. Oh, it looks like I finally got another arbor acorn. There we go. Fell off of that large tree. This pip probably won't plant it unless it plants it over here to the right. Just because I've got so many other plants growing. He might plant it way over here. There's too many things close by here. But I want to try and get it in here. But in order to do that, I'm going to need to dig up the stuff that's in here already. And prevent them from digging or from planting in the other spots. Still, I'm going to bump this to priority 7. I've told them to sweep this forever and they're just not getting to it. Never mind that I've told them to do a million other things at 7, but I blame them. Alright, these incubators are taking up a ton of my power. So I think I'm going to have to pause on my research because I really need the clock sensor, which is right here. We're going to go to generic sensors. We need to automate these a little bit. They're just draining our power reserves. And then we're not able to do things like make delicious mush bars and research. I have 26,000 lumber. I'm not sure how quickly this thing burns through lumber if I ever put any lumber in it. But it takes 1,000, wow, 1,200 grams, okay, a second. So 1.2 kilograms a second. Puts out the same amount of heat as a coal generator. Half the power as a coal generator. And what? 6, 7, almost 8 times the carbon dioxide. Yikes. But actually, you know, our carbon dioxide is staying pretty steady down here at 1,300. So that's good for now. We still have 5.5 tons of coal. Looks like we've burned through a couple of tons of coal. So we will need to go either exploring for coal soon or finding an alternative power source soon. Alright, looks like we got the automation wire, which actually lets me do something with the smart battery. We'll go ahead and put a smart battery installation, say, here. Tile that in and go for automation wire. And we'll just wire both of these up. So they'll only run when the smart battery is low on power. And then of course we need to connect the smart battery to our power grid. And we have to build that first. There we go. I don't want to hook up automation wires to these connected to nothing, otherwise it just turns them off. Okay, we're really burning through that water between our research and our mush bars. Gonna have to tap into this here pretty soon. This door became an issue. I'm gonna have to go up and over, it looks like. This will have to be temporary, of course, because I'm working. Oh geez, I'm working around this geyser. when the game save hits, you see what happened there? I'm going to pause this. When the game save hits and you were building something, it will sometimes drag that build task across your entire map. Holy cow, that was awful. Okay, I think I got rid of all the unwanted ones. Alright. Okay, we've almost got this automation done. One more wire to go. So what we're looking at here is my wood burner and my coal generator are now automated to the smart battery. Smart battery is now on my power grid. I can actually go ahead and destroy these two guys right here. They are really just making heat I don't need. I'll be destroying 20 kilojoules of power, unfortunately, with them, but I'm going to let that happen. This thing here actually holds 20 kilojoules all by itself. I may want to add another battery on the system just so I'm not constantly running out. In times of surplus, I can just store some. In fact, I'll go ahead and do that right above it. I'll just put it on the same grid. As far as my automation goes, I've got my clock sensors now. I'm going to go ahead and throw a clock sensor and automation wire on both of these guys. I don't have one down here yet. I also don't have any eggs down here yet. They are tame. Looks like we'll have eggs in about 4 or 5 cycles. And we can go back then in our research and continue working on hazard protection. We have completed some of the decor items. I could throw up some decor in the bedrooms, making it a little nicer in there. But I have so many other tasks going right now, I'm just going to go ahead and wait that out. The pips are cramped, so I'm going to find the oldest pip. I think I just found the youngest pip. He's 80. What do we got here? Probably the 195. Yeah, you're going to go, buddy. We're on the top of cycle 56 and we had the printing pod go off. We'll take those pufflet eggs. I don't need pufflets, but I will certainly take their eggs. Pufflet egg right there. Alright, we can get this critter drop off done. Like so many other things we need done. Alright, our CO2 down here is down to 900, so we went from 1300 to 900. Hopefully with this wood burner going, we will actually pump that back up. So I have a lot of polluted oxygen in here. Go ahead and throw another deodorizer down temporarily. Hopefully that'll soon get replaced with my Atmosuit stuff. So one of the problems I have is that I don't have anywhere to put polluted water, and so that it's where I had those, I just deconstructed most of them, but where I had the algae terrariums down here, it was just outgassing a lot of polluted oxygen, and I did not set up the infrastructure, in other words, deodorizers, to deal with that. I set up sage hatches forever. I don't want sage hatches. And of course I just got rid of those pufflet eggs. So we do or should have some eggs laying around. Oh, they ate it all because they were starving. No mush bars in the queue. We have a little bit of barbecue available. And a little bit of meat left over. As far as research goes, we're working on hazard protection, so that means we've gotten all the way through textile production. Looking good. Nickel is just crushing it. We do look like we have some skills to review. Ruby. What do you like to do, Ruby? You like to dig. We're just going to go for a carry. Ruby, you're just here to help us sweep for now. Speaking of sweeping, let's go ahead and clean up this bedroom and this bathroom. And this mess hall. I'm just emptying these containers. They're set to sweep only, so when I empty them, they won't put what I emptied back in. It's sort of the poor man's automation. But they should just refill those 3 now with the stuff that I've queued up to sweep. I do have a pip egg in the incubator and another one down here. I think I'm going to go ahead and cook up that pip egg. Sorry, pip egg. We'll get some automation behind this eventually. Maybe put some containers with some eggs in it and only cook the eggs if the containers are full. Get those fancy containers to the automation, which I don't have yet. We've got our clock sensors done, so I'm going to say that they should only be available to run in the morning here. We'll say for 20% of the day. This one will go off at 30% of the morning, and then this one will have to go off at 40%, and also only available for 20% of the day. Hopefully that'll give my dupes enough time to get in there and actually lullaby the thing. It is pretty high priority, I think. Yeah, 7. So they should more or less drop everything and go lullaby. I'm going to auto wrangle now that I can set this here to hatches and pips. And this too, I'm going to auto wrangle surplus. If I have over 6, that should keep them from being cramped and keep the breeding going. He's wrapping up several of them already. Alright. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Nails. That's weird. He wrapped it up, he grabbed it, and then he went and used the bathroom. I don't know what happened to it. He's carrying an omelet. Oh, he's eating now. Not sure what happened. He must have dropped that critter to go to the bathroom. Looks like we have a few more skills available, or at least another skill available. Yeah, Gossman, we're going to go for improved carrying. And Nails also improved carrying. That's going to be huge. I mean, that's plus 800 kilograms carrying capacity, plus 400. That's 1200, and I think they only start with like 300. So it's a huge buff. I'm also going to reinforce to them that they should destroy these 2 batteries. I've been waiting for them to do that for quite some time. And also, they need to build this battery. I am short on food again. Yeah. So I'm creating some more mush bars. I do want to dig this out and turn this into another ranch. All right, you're wrangling them again. Can you actually deliver them this time? No. No, you cannot. Where are you going? Oh my goodness. We're going to turn this into another ranch. Oxygen, which I haven't checked in quite some time, is doing pretty well. Unfortunately, it's all coming from this rusty oxidizer, so it's pretty hot, but it's clearly enough for 4 dupes. And this guy is probably going to be, he's idle now, but he's probably going to be over pressure pretty soon if he's not already. Also, we're going to have problems getting this dug out since it's so hot. I think I'm going to have to end up putting Atmos suits in order for them to get over there. Might as well just do that right up here. Yeah, I'm just going to do that here. I think I'm also going to build just a few potted plants. Maybe some crown molding. Let them love the base a little more, huh? Alright, we'll give that a go. It's priority 5, so like a lot of these other priority 5 items, it's probably going to be a while before they get to it. Pruning pod, please be food. I need to stop worrying about food. I guess I can use 2 tons of water. It's never bad. Just need some sand, as does this. And I had, at one point, put a deodorizer in here, but I didn't think I needed it anymore. So I mistakenly destroyed it. Alright. Are you guys dropping things off yet? Yeah, you are. Good. I'm going to P7 this door here. And I also remembered I did the thing. I don't want these guys to be able to burrow. So I'm going to do this. And I think I'm going to have to move that door in because I don't want to dig up that tree. Well, I could dig up the tree and replant it somewhere. Yeah, eventually. Oh my god, are they for the first time building insulated tile? Oh, those are priority 6 for some reason. But yeah, they're actually starting to build my heat shield. It's kind of fruitless at this point. All that heat's already sort of infiltrated the base, but that's been like 30 cycles in the waiting. I planned that a long time ago. Not currently researching anything. I actually think I'm going to leave it that way so that I have Nicola available to help with some of these tasks that we're working on. We're just have, as has been for a while, there's just too many things that we're focusing on right now. Alright, here we are at the top of cycle 60. Food is still a real issue. Omelets are the only thing keeping us alive. Down here I'm noticing that the carbon dioxide is down to less than 600 grams. I think my solution to this is going to be produce massive amounts of carbon dioxide, which is not going to be too hard to do if I start producing ethanol. So I looked at refinement ethanol distiller, where I could put it. I could drop it right here on top of my power production, my wood production thing here. So we're going to do that. We're just going to go ahead and do that with the wiring. Now I need somewhere to put the liquid though, the hot liquid that's going to come out of there. And I think I'm going to put it over here, but I don't actually have the technology to put it there. I'm going to actually tell them to dig that because there is 1,600 kcals of meat sitting over there from a dead pufflet, from a wild pufflet that was over there. Okay, so I want this ethanol distiller built, and I want a water reservoir to put the petroleum in, which I don't have yet. So I'm going to go ahead over here and just go all the way up to liquid tuning. I'm going to want that aqua tuner sooner than later anyways. And of course I still have a ton of stuff that's not done in the base. The priorities in the base right now are basically incubate stuff. This should be a 6 actually, as should this. Yeah, it is. Incubate, ranch, and cook. That's about it. And that's what they're focusing on. Over here, I think these guys are happy again. Yeah, they're happy again. I have 6 out of 6 critters in there. Same with this one. They're glum. Not sure why they're glum though. They're not cramped. I'm not sure what's making them glum. I wish it had a little more detail. Just says its needs aren't being met, but it has lumber and it's being groomed regularly, so I'm not sure why its needs aren't being met. I do want to build these ladders up so I can get the right thing planted in the right spot over here. $7,000 kcals. I don't think we've had it that high in a while. And that's the end of cycle 60. Let me go ahead and wrap it up here. Things we need to finish up though. Definitely want to get more arbor trees in here. Definitely want to get more carbon dioxide down here. We'll worry about that next time when we come back to the Aridio Mark III base in the Aridio asteroid. Well guys, I hope you've enjoyed this. I've been trying to do a lot more curated content, really cutting down and editing what I'm doing, making it a little more concise. But if you have enjoyed it, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. But until next time, this is Nom Nom signing out.